Hi, this is Sue Jackson of the Book by Book blog, and I'm here with another Friday Reads. I'm running a little late today. I usually record earlier in the day because I had a wonderful lunch out with two old friends. The three of us used to work together, and one of them I see fairly frequently, but the other one I hadn't seen in over 20 years. We live near each other, but my illness got in the way, I think. It was wonderful to see her again and for the three of us to get together and catch up. So, and of course, we talked about books because all three of us love to read. And Marianne said that she watches my videos. So hi, Marianne. I loved seeing you again. So this is what I am currently reading. I want to make sure to get the subtitle right. So Why We Read on Bookworms, Libraries, and Just One More Page Before Lights Out by Shannon Reed. So this is my first book that I'm reading for Booktopia. This is an annual event that I go to in Vermont every spring. My mom goes with me. It is just this wonderful, unique book weekend with about 100 readers and about 8 authors, just interacting and talking books and playing book trivia. It is an absolute blast. And so Shannon and this book, Shannon's one of the authors for Booktopia this year. So I'm going to try to be reading most of the books whose authors will be at Booktopia at the end of April. So this is a nonfiction book, memoir basically, all about books and reading. This is an absolute delight for anybody who loves reading. Shannon worked as a high school English teacher and currently as a writing professor at Pitt. And so she has all this experience. So she's going back to her childhood and talking about her own reading experience, but also her experiences teaching literature and reading and writing to students of different ages. And this isn't just the classics. She teaches a course in contemporary literature. So it's all kinds of books. So it's basically organized almost like essays. I mean, the whole book is pretty much answering this why we read question with different headings, like why we read for comfort or to learn something. So she's got different chapter titles. I've requested it from the library because what I'm reading is actually an ARC, so it doesn't have the formatting in it, and I do want to see what it looks like in print and how it's formatted. But I am absolutely loving this book. I'm almost finished at this point. I think I'm about 80% or so, and she's got a marvelous sense of humor. So this book is very, very entertaining and a must for any avid reader. And while I am reading that for Booktopia, it also fits for one of my March reading challenges, Fierce Reads Readathon, which is here on BookTube, all about women authors. The audiobook I'm listening also fits into Fierce Reads and middle grade March as well. I am listening to the middle grade novel Iceberg by Jennifer Nielsen. This is historical fiction. As you might have guessed, it's about the Titanic. I always love Nielsen's historical novels for middle grade readers. They are excellent, and this one is no exception. So it's about a 12-year-old girl named Hazel, and Hazel's father has recently died. She's got, I think, 4 brothers, maybe a sister as well. She's got a big family, and they live on a farm, but without her father was a fisherman. Without him, their support has really dried up financially. And so as much as she hates to do it, Hazel's mother has asked Hazel to travel to New York to move in with her aunt who lives there, who has told Hazel she can get a job as a garment worker in New York. Yeah, remember, she's 12. So Hazel's mom scrapes together all the money they have, sends Hazel. Hazel walks all the way to the town where the Titanic is leaving from. And she gets there and finds out she doesn't have enough money to buy a ticket, even a third-class ticket. It's £3, and she's got £2 and some odd cents, so she doesn't have enough. So Hazel finds a way to sneak on this ship. So, yeah, it's the Titanic. We all know how this ends, and it's not good. Hazel, of course, because she was a stowaway, is not a part of the historical record, so the author can make up her story, and I'm hoping that includes her surviving. But I know there is some rough stuff coming up. While on the ship, Hazel is trying not to be found out, but she's also made a couple of friends. There's Charlie, who's about her age and works on the ship as a porter, and a girl about her age, I'm trying to remember her name. Lydia? That doesn't sound quite right. I'll write it down here when I figure out what it is. So this girl is in first class, but there aren't many other kids on the boat, so she and Hazel become friends. And then Hazel discovers, she overhears some people talking and realizes that they're thieves. And so she's kind of trying to unravel this mystery. However, Hazel's big dream is to be a journalist. It's what she's always wanted. One of the other passengers gives her a notebook, and Hazel begins taking notes all about the Titanic. And of course, she's learning some things that we know are horrible foreshadowing of what's to come, like that there aren't enough lifeboats for everyone on the ship, and some other things. So Hazel, there's a library on this ship, so Hazel is teaching herself about ships and navigation and Morse code and all kinds of things like that. There's a woman on board ship who's very kind to Hazel and is kind of telling her to follow her dreams. So Hazel's dream is, she knows that working in a garment factory is going to be a really, really difficult life. She is hoping that she can write an article about the Titanic as someone actually on it and sell it when she gets to New York. So she's taking notes, but in the meantime, there's this subplot about the thieves. It's an excellent novel, as are all of Nielsen's. So really enjoying Iceberg by Jennifer Nielsen. For middle grade March, this fits in the prompt of a one-word title. For fierce reads, this is definitely a fierce female character. And I would argue that Jennifer Nielsen is a fierce female author as well. So that's what I'm reading this week. I would love to hear what you're reading. Please let me know in the comments down below.